Welcome back. This is Amy Joy. I had to make some arrangements. I just put on lipstick without a mirror. That's a problem. Okay. So today's topic is going to be on self-efficacy and self-esteem. So I'm going to bring up my notes here real quick, and we'll go ahead and get started with self-efficacy. So self-efficacy is basically the belief that you have in yourself that you are able to do what you need to do, right? It's just having the confidence to go, I believe that I have the ability, the skills, the knowledge to master whatever it is that is in front of me or that I want to do. So we can demonstrate self-efficacy basically by just the small assignments that we have every day. I have the ability and the know-how to clean my house, to keep it up. Not that it looks like it today, but I have the knowledge and the belief that I can be a good professor, that I can lecture, that I can read and understand scientific material. Right? These are all things that provide me with some self-efficacy. And this grows, your self-efficacy grows the more you master the small things. And every time you master a small goal, a small objective, that sense of mastery grows. It's part of the dopaminergic loop. It's part of that that expectation that I can do something great. I'm rewarded for it. It kicks myself into action because the adrenaline rushes in. I complete the task and I get rewarded again, right? So that's part of self-efficacy. It just grows and grows and grows and grows. The more you complete the objectives that you have in your life, and that can be anywhere from I've got objectives to complete today to I've got 5-year goals that I need to complete, right? And every time that happens, it grows. And the more you have a sense of self-efficacy, the higher your self-esteem. Self-esteem is the acceptance and value of who you are and how you contribute and extend yourself into the world, and sometimes for people that can mean knowing that you have a purpose greater than yourself, right? So having a sense of not just this is about me, I'm valued because I'm awesome and great and everyone else sucks. That's not self-esteem, right? Self-esteem is knowing that you have value, that you're contributing something to society, that you are participating in a social exchange, that you are providing something of worth and meaning and purpose to yourself, to someone else, and to something greater than yourself. So that is self-efficacy. So self-esteem is basically what I just said. Self-esteem grows as self-efficacy grows. So they feed into each other. So as you develop a sense of mastery and self-efficacy, you also begin to have a higher sort of sense of value for who you are, not what you can do, but who you are. So that feeds into that self-concept, your personality, all of those things. And people will start to sort of see those things shift in you. You're going to probably get a whole new set of friends, right? So the ones who are happy to see you fail and sort of, swim around in misery with you will begin to drop off. And hopefully you develop a new group that is very empowering and encouraging and helps you to develop your highest self. It helps you develop your highest purpose and potential. So those two things together, your self-efficacy is a sense of mastery. I can do it. Self-esteem is the value I place on myself and how I fit into society and the world around me. So, and it's absolutely wrapped up in how you think, feel, and behave. So we're always going to wrap that back in when we're talking about self-concept, self-efficacy, self-esteem. Thinking, feeling, and behaving are all part of those things. So self-esteem, again, is very subjective. It can be very individualistic. It is your perception on how you value yourself, your worth, your abilities. Reports of higher self-esteem, so this is interesting, are often related to self-care activities, enjoying your present moments, having a sense of relationship with others, right? All of those things are connected to higher self-esteem. So it's not just about, I feel awesome and I'm amazing and all of these things. I actually am intentional about the things that I do to improve my life, to improve the relationships that I have, to be in the present moment. All of those things are connected to self-esteem. So self-esteem is often equated with higher social status, but that's not necessarily the case. If you're a productive member of society, even if you don't have, a high social status, even if you're not, the one with the mansion on the hill, um, you can still have very high self-esteem, value, and worth and ability. Those with higher self-esteem often have physiological boundaries with others. So that means, or not physiological necessarily, but psychological and physical boundaries with others, right? So they know who they are, they know where they begin and end, and they know where others begin and end. So they have almost a self-protective bubble that says, this is me, this is where I, am, and you're not going to come in here. I'm not going to allow this to happen or permeate my sense of self. And people who have high self-esteem also seem to have a good sense of their moral boundaries, right? They have a sense of right and wrong, and they follow those moral codes. They report lower levels of anxiety and depression. Surprise, surprise, right? So if you're, if you're good at self-care activities, you're enjoying the present moment, you have good relationships and social connectedness, then it makes sense that you've got lower levels of anxiety and depression. So those with higher self-esteem also report having better health, psychological health, again, relationships, academic outcomes, professional outcomes, social status, all of those awesome things. So self-esteem is what we would fit into that little bubble of affect. It's emotions, feelings, and mood. So it's an internal kind of thing. I think self-efficacy we could almost put into a bubble of more cognition and behavior, because self-efficacy is wrapped up in mastery, right? It's wrapped up in, I think I can do it, and then I did it. And then esteem is more wrapped up into the emotional aspects of self-concept. So self-concept altogether, right? We've discussed this in a previous lecture, is how I think, feel, and behave. And so when we talk about self-concept, our thinking, our feeling, and behaviors are matched up with our self-efficacy and our self-concept, or excuse me, our self-esteem. So the way we value ourselves and others, and our ability to know that we can accomplish what we need to, what we want to. So all of those things are wrapped up into our self-concept, which is, of course, our personality as well. And our personality, again, shapes our reality and our perception of reality. So just some important notes to have on that. And that basically concludes my lecture on self-efficacy and self-esteem. So I will see you next time.